The Palestinian Red Crescent Society says 4 ambulance workers and 2 patients have been killed in Gaza following an airstrike. It says 8 of its staff and volunteers have now died since October. Spokesperson for the organisation, Tommaso Della Longa, says the organisation is shocked and saddened by the incident.
What has happened that is on the 10th of January in the middle of the Gaza Strip, in the center of the Gaza Strip, where 4 colleagues of Palestinian Red Crescent that were bringing 2 injured people to get health care, and the ambulance was hit, and 4 colleagues were killed after the hit in the ambulance, and the 2 injured people were in a very difficult condition and passed away few hours later. The ambulance was clearly marked with the Red Crescent protective emblem, which is a protective emblem under Geneva Convention and under international humanitarian law. This ambulance must be protected and respected by every party of the conflict.
And you said this happened in the Gaza Strip. Was it close to a hospital as well?
It was, actually going to an health care place. It was not close to an hospital, because you have to imagine that that part of Gaza mainly doesn't have any hospital nearby. You have to think about half of Gaza with the health system collapsed, the north and part of the center, and then the south of Gaza was barely some health facilities still working.
And you say that this ambulance was clearly marked with the Red Crescent. Do you believe this was a targeted attack?
Well, I have to say that when we are talking about targeting, it's always difficult to speak about it. The reality here is that we are 4 people inside an ambulance. 4 healthcare workers were killed, 2 patients were killed, and this is against any international humanitarian law. And the laws are very simple. Ambulances, healthcare workers, hospitals are sanctuaries, must be protected and respected by everyone. International humanitarian law was written to give hope and light in the darkest time of humanity, and conflicts are this darkest time. And we really don't want to create a world where these laws are not anymore respected.
And I understand that means a total of 8 members of your organisation have been killed in Gaza so far. Doctors Without Borders is reporting that 4 of their staff have also been killed. They've been evacuating staff from health facilities deemed to be too great a risk. How difficult and dangerous is the situation for healthcare workers there at the moment?
It's extremely, extremely dangerous and difficult. Actually, when we are talking about talking with our colleagues of Palestine Red Crescent, they are telling us they are running ambulance service in the Gaza Strip, and they're telling us every time that we're going out with an ambulance, we don't know if we're going back. And we're talking about volunteers who decided to take the side of humanity. I've been myself many times in the Gaza Strip in the last 15 years, and I witnessed firsthand their commitment to humanity and to serve the people who are most vulnerable. And then I just want also to add that to the 8 members of our family who were killed in Gaza, we need also to add the 3 members of the Magen David Adom in Israel who were killed in the first days of the conflict. And this is, I think, a great, sad, horrible, stark reminder of where the level of the violence arrived on this conflict, where not even humanitarian workers are respected.
I'm very sorry to hear about the deaths of your colleagues. Thank you so much for joining us on ABC News, Tommaso Della Longa.
Thank you very much for having me.